What's good, YouTube? As usual, we coming with the 2025. As usual, we coming with the 2025 content, and today I wanted to talk about quarterbacks. Okay, we on NFL mock draft database. This is like a big board of consensus mock drafts, and it got a lot of quarterbacks on here. It has a lot of quarterbacks, but we're only going to talk about the top quarterbacks. So, yeah. So as you see, they got Cam Ward going as the 101 to the Titans. Shador going at the 102 to the Browns. Jalen Milroe going at 18 currently. Ooh, that's the 18th spot. So currently the Seahawks have the 18th spot. I don't know about that. But looking at teams around that, like none of these teams, all these teams have a quarterback that's locked up. This is where it gets shaky. Here, maybe they might be looking for, that'd be almost a clone of Anthony Richardson. But I see places maybe like this more realistic, maybe the Steelers, like places where he would be able to sit the first season or something like that, Yeah, so either this man going in the top 7 or he most likely going in the second round. It just is what it is. And then you got Quinn Ears, who just decided to declare officially, and Jackson Dart, Will Howard, Dylan Gabriel, Riley Leonard, Kyle. Look, I'm gonna be real with you. When it comes to fantasy, this is how I operate when it comes to quarterbacks. I rarely draft quarterbacks that are drafted off the top the first round. If you are drafted in the second round, you have to have high rushing upside for me to take a chance on you. But outside the first or the second round, I'm not touching them. This, if I'm going off this mock draft, this is where I would stop it right here at Quinn. But I honestly think Dart will go in the first 2 rounds. He might even go in the first round. Like, we gonna have to sit and wait this process out. I have a high grade on Dart. And when I do my prospect grade, I do the prospect grade like everyone's gonna get whatever, the same draft capital. And if y'all guys ever look at any other mock draft videos, y'all might see me in the comments. I get in the comments sometime, and say whatever or respond to different people comments. And I got it in an exchange today over Jalen Milroe. And I mean, I love that everybody's passionate about the prospects. But at the end of the day, it's just my opinion, and it'll be a while before we see exactly what happened. It won't be long till we see what kind of draft capital we got. That'll happen in April, but it will be, December, almost a year until the next NFL season is over and we see exactly what happens. So I'd be like, calm down, man. Check back in. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in sitting there trying to debate the prospects or how I feel about the prospect. Why? I'm about the results. Once the combine happened and I get the draft capital of these players, everything will be confirmed. Right now, really, we just sharing our opinions because we don't know what's going to happen in the draft. And that's everything when it comes to quarterbacks. So first off, I'm not a Gwen Ears guy. That's not my dude. That's not my good. I mean, I like this film, but He just ain't do enough for me. He did not do enough for me. So the NFL probably would like him more than me. And I can't see him being that much of a fantasy producer. I just can't see it. He would have to be dropped in some perfect situation like the 49, like Brock Purdy was dropped in or something. Like, I just can't see it. This guy right here, who's kind of down on this totem pole, and man, there's a chance he might get drafted in the second round, something like that. But this guy, Riley Leonard, pure fantasy points right there. Yeah. I kind of like him. All right. Pure fantasy points right there. Just let y'all know. Just in case he get any rise. I doubt it. But pure fantasy points right there. But Will Howard. So Will Howard improved each year. Willing to throw the ball deep. Has a little bit of a rushing to him. It's been going down throughout the season, so it seems like he don't want to run. But I like this film. He is feeling like a gamer, and if he win this national championship, he can go and make him some money. He can get drafted a lot higher than expected. Let's see, my man Jackson Dart. Look, like I said, with the badges that Jackson Dart earned for me, Jackson Dart, I really feel like he probably should be drafted in the first round. I'm really feeling like that. I really like this film. He earned, and I mean, one of the badges he needs to solidify with first round draft capital, and I need to get his measurements in. But the other badges, usually first round quarterbacks get those badges, so it's a chance. Maybe the community might be too low on him. I think the lowest he'll get is second round draft capital. I think he might creep up in the first. And that's the thing. When you're looking at the teams, it seems like the quarterback's going to have to go like in the top 10 unless the Steelers decide to draft a quarterback. They got to go in the top 10 or they're going to go in the second round. So it's a weird draft. It's definitely a weird draft. But he was tied for the highest prospect score with Jalen Monroe. Now, I know, and this is what I got into it with the guy in the comment section. I know. Like, he sucked. I know. You don't have nothing Anthony Richardson on your hand. Yep. And then guess what? That's fantasy points in the bank. And it's not like Anthony Richardson just done yet, I mean, are y'all thinking they're going to go draft another quarterback in the first round? So if y'all don't believe that, you don't believe he's done yet. But the game is about fantasy points. He has the highest fantasy ceiling. So guess what? Just like there's a good chance he suck as a quarterback in the NFL, what if he's actually decent and becomes the next Jalen Hurts? I mean, you can't just, anything can happen. But at the end of the day, it's about the draft capital. So that's why I'm not tripping. If Jalen Monroe don't get first round draft capital, I'm not worried about prioritizing him. If Jackson Dart don't get first round draft capital, I'm not worried about prioritizing him. Now, if Jalen Monroe gets second round draft capital, Yeah, if you fall to me at a certain point, I might stick them on my team. Like in a late second, might go ahead and throw them on my team. Usually, when people get second round draft capital, a lot of teams be higher on that player than me. Like they'll be desperate for a quarterback, so they'll end up drafting a quarterback higher than me. Shador Sanders. I have Shador put at fourth with an equal prospect score as Dylan Gabriel. Do I feel like Dylan Gabriel is equal to Shador? Fantasy wise, yes. If they was given the same draft capital, I really would bet. I would bet on Dylan Gabriel probably to give me more fantasy points than I've been on Shador. But I think Shador is a better prospect, and I feel like if he wasn't trying to help his father out, if he would have went to a better program, he would have earned more badges. So he is a better prospect. But I can't really give him credit for what he would have been. You know, I don't have that set in my prospect score. What he could have been. So I can only give him credit for what he did and what I've seen on film. So the 101, Cameron Ward. So Cam Ward, I did have third as far as my prospect score, but I feel him and Sanders would be in the same bucket as far as scoring fantasy points. I think it'll pretty much be the same. I pretty much think it would be the same. I do think Ward will be willing to run more than Sanders. Like it's not like he ran a lot, but he's willing to run more. Like he don't mind running. He amping it up. He's a gamer. He's willing to do what it takes to win, while Shador is trying to run as less as possible. He's trying to put that down. Like his goal is to pass the ball. But their profile do look similar. Cam Ward and Shador's profile look very similar. But so if we just going straight off how this draft looking like, if we just going straight off of how this mock draft is looking like, Jalen Monroe would have to be my QB1. If he's drafted in the first round, he's my QB1. I would be willing to draft him at the 102 if my team was desperate for a quarterback. The 102. Now people are like, I'm just saying if you're desperate for a quarterback. Cam Ward and Shadors are not going to give you the numbers. They're going to be like quarterback 2. It will give you quarterback 2 production. You can go probably trade a second round pick and go get Derek Carr if that's all you worry about. Instead of spending your first round rookie pick on Cam Ward or Shador Sanders, you can spend a second round and get someone that's tied to Anthony Richardson. You can get Justin Fields that might get another job. You can get Geno Smith. I mean, you go get Stafford maybe with a late second round pick. It's a number of people. If you just need a quarterback, you can go get these guys. Because Shador and Ward, I don't see pushing your team over the top to help you win a fantasy championship. And I'm just being honest with you. Jalen Monroe, he can be maybe the good version of Anthony Richardson. I'm not going to say he has a more talented arm or anything like that, but I will say Milroe had the higher QBR, so he seems to make better decisions than Anthony Richardson. So there's a chance that things could go right. And I will say, if Jackson Dart get first round draft capital, I will put him over Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders as well. If he got first round draft capital, he could be the next Bo Nix if put with the right coach. You put it with the right spot, he can be the best. He could be the next Bo Nix. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the quarterback class, and since it was on my mind, but of course, hit me up in the comment section if you agree with anything. If you agree with anything I said, or you disagree, and guess what? We can always check back. But I'm not. It's not like I'm so. It's not like I'm solidifying on any of my opinions right now, because more than any other position, draft capital is definitely a big deal when it comes to quarterback. Draft capital is a big deal with any position, but quarterback is the biggest. So right now, only thing we're waiting for right now is to get to the all-star practices and see how these guys perform there, to see if any stock rise or dropped. So as of right now, there's not much information to go on for anyone's opinion to change much. But peace.